Part 2 of this week's edition of Backpage Blues. I'm still joined by Charlie Skillen from the Mail Online.
Hello mate, you okay?
Good, thank you. This is the part of the show where we deal with as many of your questions as possible. So I suppose we might as well get right to it. And the first question is a very good one, and it comes from the real Frim Williams. And the question is essentially, Charlie, can Chelsea sign Falcao? I'm assuming that the answer is absolutely not.
I wouldn't say absolutely not. It is actually possible. Falcao will certainly be on the move this summer. He doesn't want to go back to Monaco, even though he's been a disaster for Man United. You know, his agent being George Mendes, which is Mourinho's agent. You know, basically, if Chelsea want him, you know,
surely
that gives us a massive advantage.
Can you see a world in which Chelsea would want Falcao?
Not at the minute, but you know, if we need another striker and Mourinho thinks he can kind of turn him around and turn him into a force in English football, then you know there's probably worse backups in the world to Costa.
I am amazed. Can you see a world in which Chelsea want Falcao? Let us know. Make sure you comment below, because I did not expect that answer. I did not expect that opinion from Charlie. So I want to know what you think. Do you think Falcao would be a good addition to the Chelsea squad for next season? I do not.
On that note, Raw, Dominic Neugen has asked if...
I've got a feeling you got that surname wrong. But anyway, thank you, Dominic.
yeah. Let's call him Dom. Dom's asked, is the Premier League the most competitive in the world?
Absolutely. The Premier League is far and away the most competitive in the world. I think when you look at, all you have to do is cast your mind back actually less than 7 days. Chelsea versus QPR in reality was so hard. Chelsea are going to be champions, Queen's Park Rangers are going to be relegated, and it was an even match. I don't think that happens anywhere else in Europe, for sure. I don't think that when a top team from Spain plays a team that's going to go down, it's anything like that. And I think that is conclusive proof that this league is far and away the most competitive in the world.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think you're right, that doesn't happen elsewhere. I would maybe not say the teams are of the best quality. I think some of the defences, apart from Chelsea's, are absolutely appalling. Yeah. You know, and we've seen in the Champions League, you know, we've watched a great week of Champions League action this week. And you know, English clubs are nowhere to be seen.
Absolutely. So
that's kind of the other thing. On that.
Going back to transfer news, Joel Marshall asked a very good question, and one that I've heard quite a lot about actually. Are Chelsea going to do a raid at Southampton? Can you see Schneiderlin? Can you see Klein coming to Chelsea?
I can see Schneiderlin and Klein leaving Southampton for certain. Schneiderlin will be going to a top club. I don't think it will be Chelsea because he'll want to play every week. I think it's going to be Arsenal. In fact, Arsenal are by far and away the favourites for him. Klein's a bit of a different matter. I'd absolutely love to see Nathaniel Klein at Chelsea. I think he's the best young right back, probably in Europe at the minute. Having said that, you know, Man United are the front runners for him as well, and they
can have him. We've got Ivanovic, the best man in the world.
Exactly. You know, we're very well stocked at full back.
Yeah, I'd agree. Do you know what? Will Campion's asked a question that I actually want to know the answer to, particularly after this Falcao revelation that's upset me slightly. Will Campion wants to know if Chelsea will replace Didier Drogba, and crucially, do you think we can use someone like Solanke?
Well, Drogba actually came out after the QPR game and said that this isn't his last season playing.
Yeah. I love Didier Drogba, but God, it was painful to watch him sometimes in that game.
He didn't have a good game at QPR. Whether that's with Chelsea or not, I don't know. And certainly if it is with Chelsea, whether he'll have as prominent a role even as he has this season, I'm not sure. As terms of Solanke, I'm not sure that he can make the step up just yet. In fact, you know, I'd rather see either him bring someone in, or I'd rather see actually Patrick Bamford play.
Funny you say that actually. Kunal Agarwal asked that question. Are we likely to see Patrick Bamford in the Chelsea squad next season?
Well, funny enough, Mail Online actually reported today that Chelsea have opened contract talks with Bamford to tie him up for the future. He's scored again for Middlesbrough this week against Wolves this time. He scored 17 goals. He's been absolutely fantastic. In fact, he's passed every test that
what more can he do? What more can he do?
Has thrown at him over the past couple of seasons.
In your opinion, does that sort of season that he's had, does that deserve a place? Should that qualify him for a place in Chelsea's?
Absolutely. You know,
otherwise, what's the point?
Well, precisely. You know, I think he will. I hope he will be a part of the first team squad. If not, he'll get a loan to the Premier League. Interestingly, I think that he was actually in line to be our third choice striker this season, until the possibility of bringing Drogba arose.
Okay, so it was the right decision, but moving on, we should look into getting him.
In terms of players that haven't played that much this season, Matthew Bannister has asked a question to you. Do you think Cuadrado should be getting more game time?
I don't actually. I don't think he should. I think that we're at a time in the season now where we cannot be forgiving. We have to pick the players that are going to deliver. We haven't got time to drop points. We haven't got time to let somebody find their feet in a new league, in a new country. I think that we have to be ruthless and play the players that are most likely to do well today, not tomorrow, today. And from what I've seen of Cuadrado, he's had a few opportunities. The door has been ajar for him, and he has not run through it. It's, you know, he seems to be all about the pace, which is sort of all he seems to have.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're completely right. Chelsea are not a club that can, you know, give people runs in the side. You know, you need to take your chance when you're given it, and frankly, he hasn't done at the minute. You know, I've said a lot of times with you that I want to see him given to the end of next season.
Oh, definitely.
But at the minute, you know, it's been a fairly poor transfer for us.
Yeah, and it's Willian's position. Willian has been great of late, I think, so he deserves his position.
Oh, totally, 100%.
Definitely. Sam Newland, this is a question that is very close to my heart. He just wants to talk about the atmosphere at Stamford Bridge. Do you think it's due to ticket prices being too dear? Do you think we need to help the youth come through? We've covered this, Sam.
Yeah.
It's something that's close to both our hearts.
Absolutely.
The atmosphere at Stamford Bridge is appallingly terrible, but I think it's also important to acknowledge that the last home game against Stoke was actually buzzing. It was really, really good.
By all accounts, you had quite a lot to do with that.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah, Rory, the leader of the shed. But yeah, it was. I think that it definitely needs to be looked at, and I think that we really need to encourage the youth to come through. And
I mean, Chelsea have increased their junior prices to include 18-year-olds, which is a step in the right direction. You know, Chelsea do more than most clubs in terms of putting on away travel and that kind of stuff. Having said that, the atmosphere at Stamford Bridge, you know, it's caused us embarrassment this season with Mourinho's comments. You know, we've said it many times on this show before. We certainly need to look at ways where we can group together people that want to sing. You know, we certainly need to look at ways where we can chop the price of tickets, and hopefully matchday revenue is becoming an ever smaller part of overall revenue in terms of, you know, the 5.1 billion TV deal that's coming in season after next, I believe.
So, yeah, that should have an impact. So that should definitely have an impact.
Hopefully, you know, touch wood, the fans will feel the force of that. Last question, and this is something that's kept me up at night. I've been racking my brains about this. Rory, how do you keep that hair so slick?
Brill cream and hairspray. It's the only way, and an awful lot of tender love and care.
Other products are available.
Guys, thank you very much for watching. I have something to just let you know. We do a video voicemail, and it's your opportunity to get onto the show. So make sure that you Skype your video to us. If you're a bit camera shy, you can just type it in and we'll put it on a ticker across the bottom. But make sure that you get your videos in. This is your opportunity to be on the show, and I love these videos. So please say anything you want, sing anything you want, just get on the show, because this is your channel. So please do that. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and make sure you comment below, and make sure you comment with your questions for next week, because this time next week I'll be interviewing this guy and we could be answering your questions. Beautiful. So yeah, cheers for watching.